Hi everyone, Law Mama here. And I wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone for reaching out and giving suggestions about videos you would like to see content about. I'm going to go ahead and start the first video on a child support and how you go ahead and obtain child support orders. Well, depending on where you are living and what jurisdiction you're in, you will obviously file a case there, and um, both parties have to disclose their financials, and then the court, based on the number of overnights that child has with each party, as well as a host of other potential scenarios and other factors, will come up with a number. A lot of different states will have a worksheet that you can use from that court's website. I would go ahead and check your county's website to see if they have a child support calculator where you can put in your income, the other party's income, and the number of overnights and get a rough estimate about that. Once you get that child support order issued by the judge, how do you enforce that? Well, let's go ahead and make that an even broader question. Let's say one party moves out of state. You were living in Colorado, and then one of the parents decides, hey, I have no interest in that child, and they move to Maryland and decide, hey, I'm not going to pay that child support. Well, how do you enforce it against that individual? Well, what you first have to do is get that order from the state that you were living in and get what's called domesticated in that next state, so that the court there can say, hey, I have this order now, I'm going to enforce it against the individual who now lives in my state. It sounds like it's simple, but it's not. You have to jump through a lot of hoops. There are waiting periods, there are notification periods, and then, of course, if the other party wants to drag their feet and say, hey, I want a hearing on this, they're entitled to do that. So it can take anywhere from 45 days up to several months. But after that period of time, and if it was a valid child support order that was issued in the beginning, that person who fails to pay will have to pay interest on all of the back payments that he or she failed to pay. So it's in that person's interest to pay the child support that he or she owes. Otherwise, they're going to be subject to substantially more child support costs that are involved. Not only the additional interest that's tacked onto that, but the court can impose punitive sanctions like having to pay for the other party's attorney, having to pay for other fees that were involved to get that order enforced. There's a host of possibilities that can be thrown in there to make a party have to pay a lot more child support than that which was originally ordered. So it's in both parties' interest to comply with any court orders, especially child support, since that is what's called non-dischargeable debt, meaning you cannot file bankruptcy and get that debt discharged. Anyways, if you have any other questions related to child support, feel free to drop me a comment. If you have any specific questions and you would like to see me elaborate on it, again, drop me a comment. Feel free to follow me, and I'll be sending other videos to my page and my YouTube channel. And I am hoping to help as many people as I possibly can. Have a great day. Bye-bye from Law Mama.